A different kind of board. Agent watches NFL draft with eye on protecting players. Like millions of Americans, Timothy Radcliffe will be glued to the NFL draft the next couple days. Radcliffe's interest in the draft isn't predicated on which quarterback goes off the board first or whether the Pittsburgh Steelers, his childhood favorite team, fill in the right pieces for the upcoming season. Rather, Radcliffe will be consumed with pressing questions of another kind. How soon can be shore up an outer policy for the draftee who just got selected by a team 2,000 miles from where he lives? What is the excess liability range for the player who is about to receive an eight-figure signing bonus? Which carrier will offer the best high coverage umbrella policy for the client who wants a main residence in Arizona and a second home in Ohio? Radcliffe knows that insurance is probably the last thing on the mind of these overnight millionaires as they receive the call that will forever change the direction of their professional and personal life. That's where his agency, Private Client Insurance (PCI), comes in. The Melbourne, Florida-based company Radcliffe and co-founder Adam Scarberg started 16 years ago exists to serve highly successful professionals from violinists to physicians to football players. But of the approximately 700 families that PCI represents, is the Gilgarian gladiators who often pose the most fun for Radcliffe and his team. The draft is our favorite time of the year to watch the young guys coming in, says Radcliffe. They will call like, "Hey Tim, I had $167 in my checking account yesterday and man, there's $11 million here today after tax. What do I need to do?" "Well, you need to get your umbrellas." Radcliffe, a former banker, didn't expect to one day be working with pro athletes. He opened PCI in 2006 after struggling for years to find an insurance agent who could meet the need of his bank high net worth client. The transition from banking to insurance was very simple, very similar risk strategies, says Radcliffe. In a bank, all you are doing is assessing risk, so it was good fit for us. After about 4 years of managing private equity clients from Bermuda to London, Scarberg proposed expanding PCI services to athletes. As Radcliffe and Scarberg started developing relationships with athletes across football, basketball, hockey, and baseball, they found the need among football players was just glaring, says Radcliffe. When he went got in the business, everybody wanted to do the disability because it's an enormous premium and we felt like P or C was such a disaster that we just stuck to it. PCI services players' homes, boats, cars, jet skis, and also writers their underlying coverage and excess liability. A young professional athlete will usually receive 1 until $5 million in underlying and up to $5 million in excess coverage. PCI carrier partners include ACA Group, AIG, Chubb, and privileged underwriters Reciprocal Exchange. They kind of understand that this carrier, yeah, they might lose $5 million, but you have got $11 million in your brokerage account, say Radcliffe. You are not getting a $20 million umbrella for a 19 years old. Radcliffe says PGI seeks out its client selectively. The top criteria are whether a player is good at communicating and whether he has a cooperating agent and financial advisor. Those are the best relationship because there's three or more of us trying to work and make sure we protect the players and their families and that we are there for them, says Radcliffe. If there's any kind of change, all three of us are able to communicate with each other with or without the player sometime. Around the clock job. Radcliffe admit PCI agents sometimes forget how cool their job is. They get the front row seat to the life of players who most people will only glimpse for a few hours each Sunday. We are really part of those family, he says. No matter where they go, we go with them. Among the NFL athlete PCI represent are Cody Whitehair of the Chicago Bears, Jalen Hawkins of the Atlanta Falcons, and etc. Thank you.